Isiolo, one of the counties located in Kenya's arid north. It spreads over 25,000 square kilometers, and its people's strength is in herding animals. Staying mobile helps pastoralists make their land productive while accessing the best quality pasture and water available for their herds. Over time, increases in temperature and rainfall variability associated with global climate change has put their grasslands under pressure, leaving communities struggling to adapt to weather-related challenges. A few months ago, these rangelands were dusty and bare, but October rains and flash floods have been high, and the wet season pasture is rich and full. However, this may not be for long. The ground is waterlogged and the grass is fast rotting.
Wakati hii mvua ilikuwa nyingi, ilituonyeshea mvua tulipata ni baraka ya Mungu, tumefaidika. Walakini saa hii tuko shida ya maji, shida ya mfuriko. Maji hili, nyazi ile hata imemea kwa vile nyazi imekoma. Maji sasa inakuja kubeba, inapitia juu, zinaosa, alafu inaletea mfugo ukame ingine.
This increasing unpredictability makes good planning more important, and the coming of devolution in 2013 provided an opportunity for a strong partnership between county governments and development partners towards addressing climate challenges jointly. Isiolo was identified as the first pilot county for the County Climate Change Fund, a fund that was first set aside by the UK Department for International Development to address climate change projects that improve the livelihood of people in Kenya.
I now launch the Isiolo County Climate Change Fund Act 2018.
We are able to implement the grassroots projects. The mechanism itself is about the people from the ward, or from the grassroots, making their own coping strategy about the climate change. This is ward planning. They plan, they prioritize, and then they also map out which are these disasters. When they put them in a calendar, then they prioritize. So different parts of the county have different contexts. So when there are context-specific projects that can be designed as a coping strategy, they are going to be honed, and also they are more sustainable.
Local people with relevant knowledge who are selected and vetted by community members according to their experience and integrity formed ward adaptation planning committees. They are trained on their responsibilities. They will decide on priorities depending on communal needs, hence reaching those most vulnerable to climate change.
When you are selected, then you also have been vetted. Vetted in the sense that people are asked, there are delegates who are asked whether you have any questions about this guy, whether he has done correctly the responsibility he had in previous community work. So after vetting, then we as MIDP, we try to build their capacity in terms of them organizing public participation, going to the people, asking their needs, what are their needs, and prioritize them.
Kina Laboratory, built in the 1980 and closed for security reasons, was one of the first priorities by the Kina Committee. This was because livestock from other wards and counties are always passing through, and hence diseases are frequent.
Yeah, the common disease here is trypanosomiasis and the vector tick-borne diseases. And actually, the government has been providing pastoralists with the deep sprays and advising farmers and vaccinating some of the diseases.
They equipped the lab and employed a lab technician to help in the diagnosis of the animal diseases.
So all this has been supported by the whole committee. We make a consultation with the locals, the indigenous people who live there, the community. we feel that the lab should be retrofitted. That's been abandoned by the government. Everybody is accepted, and then we, the Ward Adaptation Planning Committee, we write a proposal to ask for money to renovate the lab.
For many years, the story of anguish over water scarcity was a common tale in every homestead in Oldonyiro ward. But the Ward Adaptation Planning Committee prioritized construction of sand dams that has brought much relief to the community.
Korna sibeji kutu tudungo ya na simiti itu nasi kutumshida. Amta na ko bang korong tan tunua irte chokora ke pulutu abagu ari ni ya ona ngare. Na itumia na ngara. Na ninya bakinjol ku no bona ngare no kwa seriak. Na ko meta shida yetu nukutungo yo beja ka yo anare. Kiti na ke sawa.
37,468 and 400.
Now, Isiolo County Government finances the County Climate Change Fund through established County Climate Change Act of 2018. 2% of the county development budget pays for community prioritized public good investment for improved resilience to the effect of climate change.
Using that 2%, we want the committees to have impact on the budget making process. We want the communities to showcase successes with that 2%, to be able to draw from also the 98% and also influence how the 98% is used.
The success of Isiolo pilot has seen the model being rolled out by counties of Garissa, Makueni, Kitui, and Wajir.
My government is required by this law to set aside 2% of its annual county development budget, which shall be used to fund the climate change adaptation and mitigation activities at the community level.
The success towards changing livelihoods for better in the dusty villages of Isiolo is evident that the CCF mechanism towards building resilience among communities is something worth replicating in other counties.